Hey there, everybody. So the purpose of this little video, which I know is kind of freaky because I'm right there in class with you, probably looking at you right now, is to walk you through some of the kind of statistical approaches we can look at our data that we collected last time. So these are the results we got from our R2-D2 experiment right here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to look at some different, ooh, that's too many. There we go. We'll zoom that much. We're going to look at some different ways to measure averages. So the first one we're going to look at, which corresponds to the first question on your quiz, is when some people say average, they mean the result that happened the most in an experiment. So if we look at this, here are the results that we saw in our experiment. 3 of us got 1 standing R2 out of 20. 4 of us got 2 out of 20. 5 of us got 3 out of 20, and so forth and so on and so forth and so on. So to answer question number 1, what you want to do is you want to pick the result down here that happened the most individually above. Okay? Now, some of you, when I asked this on Thursday, said 10 out of 10 is the most because 10 is the biggest number. But only 3 people got 10 out of 10. I'm looking for the result that had the most people in it. So go ahead and add your answer to that one for your answer to number 1. Okay, when you get a chance to do that one, the next one we're going to do is we're going to look at the next measure of typical. This is the number 2 on your warm-up. This is the one where I ask some people what the average value is, and they'll say it's in the middle, which I love that, actually. I love when people say it's the most frequent. I love when people say it's the middle. There's all kinds of different ways you can measure average, and these are just a few of those ways. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the middle now, the middle. Okay, so the middle, what you got to do is you have to find if you were to stack these in order in our class. Like, for example, instead of looking at them in a graph like this, imagine actually writing out the results. So here, watch this. So imagine if you go copy 1, 2, 3. We actually had 3 1 out of 20s. That's the smallest 3. And then we had 4 2 out of 20s. I'm going to copy these up here. 2 out of 20, 2 out of 20, and then we had 2 more, right? So I'm actually just putting them in a line so we can see them all next to each other. So we got 3 1 out of 20s, 4 2 out of 20s, 5 3 out of 20s. Let's copy this. 3 out of 20, 3 out of 20, a couple more, and then 1 more. Okay, this is very ghetto. All right, so now we got 5 3 out of 20s. Then we have 3 4 out of 20s. Copy. 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 All right. 1 5 out of 20 and 1 6 out of 20. I'm going to copy both those at the same time, if that's okay with y'all. Okay, I'll separate them a little bit so you know they're different. Okay, an 8 out of 20. And finally, 3 10 out of 20s. All right, beautiful. 1 2 3. All right, so this is the same data that's represented down here. It's just in a less convenient form for visualization. It's actually a really convenient form for doing the median, which we're going to do next. We're going to find the middle number. So if you look at these numbers, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 numbers arranged in a row. 21 numbers from smallest to greatest. Our job is to find the middle of those numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and select a pencil, and I'm going to make it a big red pencil, and I'm going to cross off. I'm going to cross off the smallest one and the biggest one. Then I'm going to cross off the next smallest one and the biggest one, and then so forth and so on, and so forth and so on. And I'm going to keep doing this in pairs, because every time I cross off a small and then a big, and then a small, and then a big, and then a small, big, small, big, small, big, I now have 1 number left. And that number right there is what's called the median. It is literally the number in the middle, just like the median is in the middle of a road. It's the middle of a data set. So you've just found your answer to number 2. We'll come back with the next video for the third measure of average.